Well, being one that's myself, being that I'm restricted to stick figures and black and white pretty much, what amazes me when I walked, or what amazed me when I walked in the door was the different colors. And I can't imagine, is it instinct? I mean, how do you know what colors are going to look good together? I mean, it just looks spectacular.
Well, I did study color for I think I had formal color concept classes for 3 years, so I did have to have that in the back of my mind, but I was really kind of in a color rut because whenever I would go, if I did an art show or something, somebody would always come in and say, oh, you like the blues and greens. So when I knew that when I did this piece that I was going to eventually, or one of my purposes was to work with colors that I normally don't work with.
Mm-hmm. And so did it expand your horizons as far as working with colors, maybe get you out of that rut?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, orange is a great color. Mm-hmm. And I liked orange before with blue, but now I'm like, it doesn't have to be with blue. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just beautiful. I really do. So when does the show, it runs this next week yet, is that correct?
Yeah, the show officially will come down on May 7th, which is a week from today, at which time we will disperse the pieces that have sold, as well as anything that sells between now and then. I still have a fair amount of traffic of people that are coming in to see the show, so it will be available all next week during my business hours for people to still come in and see and purchase. There's talk of us choosing a handful of some of our favorites, as well as the feedback we've gotten from others, and digitizing some of the images and having them available as prints, which could be printed on a larger format than what they are here, to allow people to still have access to the images, but also at a larger size.
Okay. Again, speaking hopefully not out of ignorance, painting, chalk, what did you use? What was the medium?
It is pastel, it's soft pastel. For those who don't know, pastels are made from the same pigments that oil paints and other mediums are made from. It just doesn't have that liquid binder. So it's like painting with a stick. And I really I use a wet technique where I apply the pastel to the paper, and then I use a brush. I should have my brush. My brush is sanded. I work a lot on sandpaper, and my brushes actually get sanded down. But I apply the pastel to the paper, dip a brush in turpenoid, which is a green turpentine, and I brush in my underpainting, and then I work dry on the top of that.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me how they could be considered paintings. Well, instead of drawings, but I mean, there is wet involved, and
there is wet involved. However, I read this from the American Pastel Society, or the Pastel Society of America. They consider it a painting if the entire surface is covered with pigment. If I just like I would say 73 and 74 might be considered more of a sketch than a painting, because I isolated the color.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add, or?
It hit me that I started with white, and I had started with white with a little bit of color, and then I ended with black with a little bit of color. I thought that was
full circle.
Ironic that I did that.
Well, as I'm looking, the number 100 is the one you're talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It almost looks like an old photograph from a distance. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I would add from a gallery owner's perspective, that really encouraged me was the amount of success and support that was shown for Lisa. I know Lisa has a lot of fans who miss seeing her work or desire to see her work more frequently, and a lot of them came in, and a lot of people still coming in are acquaintances or friends of Lisa's. My goal at Northside Galleries has become one of part of my goal is to do whatever I can to raise the awareness of the local art scene. And there's so many talented artists in Fort Wayne that so many people really don't know about. So in doing shows like this with Lisa's, where we have the gallery devoted to one certain artist and can market, mass market, the press gives us help, and to get people in to see this, it's really helpful in people realizing how much talent we have here and how accessible it is and how nice the artists are and the variety that's available. So the show was a real, just I guess an upshot for my attitude towards my mission. It makes me feel like what I'm trying to accomplish is accomplishable, and that there is support for the art scene, and that with continued stress on the awareness of it, I think that we can really make a difference in bringing forth the Fort Wayne artists and the art scene, and hopefully start seeing pieces in public places a little more often, and get the businesses on board. And it seems like it can really work, so I'm very encouraged by the show.
Good. Yeah, I think there's a lot of beauty in Fort Wayne, both our landscape and artists and work that's produced here. So, yeah. Okay. Anything else for either of you?
Appreciation to you for taking the time to put this onto the blog and allow people to see what's going on. It's people like you that are going to help get the word out, and organizations like the one you're working with.
Thank you.
So appreciation to that for sure.
Sorry I couldn't get here sooner. I know we talked about it, I think, a couple weeks before the gallery opened. We'd traded some emails and it didn't work out.
No, it all worked good because now we have more of the story to tell.
Sure.
So, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it. Thank you. And just while I got the tape running, you really got to come out and see this. I mean, it's really nice. So, thank you both for your time.
Appreciate it.